Bitter criticism, reading Cgtn right till the end. Well, I guess I'm not going to read the first one because Dominic Republic is not so important. Yeah, I'm jump to the second one. Politics. Maybe this is institutional, just protocols. This is just a protocol, I guess. It says Peng Liyuan calls for creating more opportunities for women, girls through technology. I've heard this all the time, and at least in informatics, at least in computer science, it was just like that once in the Second World War. But now, women look like they fell behind. And that says, there's a photograph from the China's progress in digital and intelligent empowerment for women and girls. Peng Liyuan at the center, who is wife of the Chinese President Xi Jinping. I have to remember that, but I didn't remember that. There she is, rock star, first lady from China, wife of President Xi Jinping and UNESCO Special Envoy for the advancement of girls and women's education. And says, Professor Wang Xiaoyun from Tsinghua University was honored as one of the 5 laureates at the 2025 L'Oréal UNESCO for Women in Science International Awards in May for her significant contributions to cryptography and cryptographic mathematics. UNESCO noted that Wang's transformative research has inspired many women to pursue careers in mathematics and cybersecurity. Wang is a trailblazer among the roughly 40 million female science and technology workers in the country, whose contributions are visible across major national projects and cutting-edge fields. Together, they make up nearly half of China's total C-Tech workforce. Quote, China's push to develop digital and intelligent technologies is reshaping the lifestyles of women and girls, creating broader development opportunities for them in the era of digital intelligence, said Peng Liyuan, wife of Chinese President Xi Jinping on Thursday. Such a beautiful name, Peng Liyuan. Peng, a UNESCO Special Envoy for the advancement of girls and women's education, made the remarks during a visit with UN Under-Secretary General and UN Women Executive Director Sima Bahous to an exhibition in Beijing showcasing China's progress in digital and intelligent empowerment for women and girls. A side event of the Global Leaders Meeting on Women, empowering women and girls through technology. In line with the rapid growth of digital technology and digital economy, China has introduced initiatives such as a guideline to promote digital technologies in rural areas and an action plan to improve digital literacy and skills, including efforts to promote education and skills training for women. For example, more women in rural areas with intensive training in e-commerce are embracing the digital economy and playing a distinctive role in China's efforts to lift people out of poverty and revitalize rural areas. Statistics show that women now make up over half of entrepreneurs in China's internet sector. I'm going to read it again. Statistics show that women now make up over half of entrepreneurs in China's internet sector. Yeah, that's logical because you don't need muscle. In China, women now make up more than half of all higher education students and about 43% of workforce, with their influence increasing in areas such as management, in science, business, and sports. This statistic is interesting because 43%, I guess, is the total population of women, because of male chauvinism in Chinese culture, for sure. Peng said that she looks forward to working together with everyone to create a future full of opportunities in the digital intelligence era and to promote the global advancement of women. And there's a photograph. Peng Liyuan at the left, wife of Chinese President Xi Jinping and UNESCO Special Envoy for the Advancement of Girls and Women. She's a beautiful lady. She's a rock star, promoting women's development globally. No, for sure, she's a singer. From vision to action, China has consistently promoted the global efforts for women's development, demonstrating its commitment as a major country to empower women worldwide. China has trained over 200,000 women from more than 180 countries and regions, conducted over 100 specialized training programs for women and children in Global South countries, and established the Global Exchange and Cooperation Center for Digital Empowerment of Women to promote digital literacy and economic opportunities for women worldwide. I hope so. As an active supporter of women's causes, China has donated 20 million to UN Women since 2015. Just make a comment here. I guess Cgtn and China, they are trying their best to erase this, what I just said, this male chauvinism culture. Who knows? Who knows what's true? I like Chinese women. In collaboration with UNESCO, it created the Prize for Girls and Women's Education and founded projects in Africa that promote digital and health education for girls. Through the Global Development and South-South Cooperation Fund, China has implemented women-focused projects worth over $40 million in more than 20 countries, commenting China's impressive achievements in closing the digital gender gap, supporting the comprehensive development of women, and safeguarding women's rights and interests. Baos urged the international community to collaborate in empowering women and girls to achieve full development in the age of digital intelligence. And, well, that was the second, and I'm going to read the third. That says, China, news about China. China firmly opposes U.S. restrictive measures targeting maritime, logistics, shipbuilding sectors. October 14. And there's a photograph from the shore. A shipbuilding site in Qingdao, East China's Shandong province. China has expressed its strong dissatisfaction with and resolute opposition to the restrictive measures imposed by the United States, which are based on the so-called results of the Section 301 investigation into China's maritime, logistics, and shipbuilding sectors. the Ministry of Commerce said on Tuesday, as we are going up the Equator's Hill. The Ministry of Commerce said on Tuesday. A ministry spokesperson responding to a media query said the U.S. actions reflect typical unilateralism and protectionism, seriously violate the World Trade Organization rules, undermine the principle of equality and mutual benefit in the China-U.S. Maritime Transport Agreement, and inflict severe damage on China's relevant industries. China announced on October 10 that it will impose special port fees on ships that are U.S. flagged or U.S. built, or that are owned, partly owned, or operated by U.S. enterprises, organizations, or individuals, according to the ministry. So it was kind of, I don't know, they are prosecuting the U.S. If I was ignorant, if I don't know nothing, I will solidarize myself with the U.S. But it was a funny paragraph. China announced on October 10 that it will impose special port fees on ships that are U.S. flagged or U.S. built, or that are partly owned, or operated by the U.S. Enterprises, organizations, or individuals, according to the ministry. The U.S. measures will not only disrupt global supply chains and significantly increase international trade costs, but also drive up domestic inflation in the U.S., undermine the competitiveness and employment of U.S. ports, and jeopardize the security and resilience of its own supply chains, the spokesperson said. There is also significant opposition from U.S. industry circles, clearly showing that the U.S. approach harms others without benefiting itself, the spokesperson added. Additionally, the spokesperson noted that in accordance with relevant domestic laws and regulations, China has placed certain companies that assist or support U.S. investigative actions on its countermeasures list, and has launched investigations into U.S. actions and those of other entities that threaten the security and development interests of China's shipbuilding, and related industries. Throughout the investigation, China will carry out law enforcement and inquiries in accordance with the principles of openness, fairness, and justice, ensuring the full protection of the rights of all parties involved, according to the spokesperson. I have read a lot this phrase. China will carry out law enforcement and inquiries in accordance with the principles of openness. Try to remember. Will carry out law enforcement and inquiries in accordance with the principles of openness. China's position is clear and consistent, the spokesperson said, quote, "We will fight if fight we must. Our doors remain open should the U.S. wish to engage in dialogue." China urges the U.S. to correct its wrongdoings, meet China halfway, and resolve issues of mutual concern through dialogue and consultation on an equal footing, the spokesperson said, concluded. Sources: Xinhua News Agency. The next one talk about Gaza. Says document to support Gaza ceasefire deal signed at summit in Egypt. And going to read the very last one. About news about company. October 14, China's DJI appeals U.S. court ruling on Pentagon blacklist. 1 minute reading. There's a logo photograph. Chinese drone maker DJI filed an appeal with the U.S. Court of Appeals on Tuesday, challenging a ruling upholding its inclusion on the United States Department of Defense's so-called list of Chinese military companies, CMC list. DJI had previously filed a lawsuit against the Pentagon in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia on October 18, 2024. While the court dismissed the Defense Department's allegations against DJI, it nevertheless upheld the decision to keep the company on the list. The company said it does not agree with or accept the ruling and formally logged an appeal on October 14 to defend its position. And that's it. Didn't got the last one, but just enjoying a little bit more from Valparaiso, Germany Avenue. I like that house, that corner. I guess this corner is beautiful.